everyone, my name is Kieran. Welcome to another Manchester United preview. Tonight we're going to be previewing Manchester United's third game on their pre-season tour as we take on Inter Milan. I'm excited for this one, probably the best opposition we've faced on tour so far after a very good, very productive time in Perth against Leeds and Perth Glory. 6 goals, none conceded. We've headed to Singapore and we're taking on Inter Milan. 12:30 kickoff tomorrow, that is Saturday, but that is also BST. So if you said Inter Milan, an Italian giant, a powerhouse in European football, not so much in the last kind of 5 or 6 years, but they used to be at the pinnacle of the game, and they are looking to get back to where they were. They definitely are looking to get back to where they were, and I'm sure they will be back soon enough. But before we get into this stream, this sort of the topic and everything like that, please do leave a like on the stream if you aren't already, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're only 1 subscriber away from 710 subscribers, so anything you could do to help us out with that would be absolutely flaming fantastic. Welcome Football Fan 148, thanks for joining. I'm doing very well, pal. Hope you're doing well as well. Welcome to Rashford, thanks for joining, really appreciate it, and as always for tuning in. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, of course, the big kind of story surrounding both clubs at the moment is the Romelu Lukaku transfer saga. Now this has been going on for the past few weeks, and the reports are suggesting that Antonio Conte wants Lukaku to join up with Inter Milan. They put in an initial offer of around £60 million, which was rejected by Manchester United, and now Inter Milan are looking to potentially up that offer. However, the offer they're seemingly proposing to up it to isn't going to be enough. United has stated that they want £80 million up front for Romelu Lukaku. Now, whether realistically he's worth that sort of money, I'm not too sure, but £80 million is the asking price that Ed Woodward and the backroom staff at Manchester United have put on the head of Romelu Lukaku, and I think it'd be a brilliant piece of business if we're able to get £80 million for Lukaku. We'd be able to really reinvest that money into potentially bringing in a centre-back, or even a central midfielder, or even filling Lukaku's role at Manchester United with another striker. I think if Lukaku goes, I think we are struggling for striking options. Yes, we've got Rashford, Greenwood potentially, Anthony Martial, Jesse Lingard. However, none of those players, in my opinion anyway, are going to get us 20, 25 goals a season. And if you want to be good in the league, if you want to be prolific, you have to have players in that side that are going to get you 20 to 25 goals a season. And if they don't have that, then I think we're going to struggle to challenge the top 4. There are reports that we bid for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and I think that would be the ultimate banter signing for us in terms of bantering Arsenal. I mean, if we were able to take their striker off them, their best player off them, 3 times in the last decade, if we were to bring Aubameyang to Old Trafford, it would be absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. Welcome to the Football Hub, 20 Sports, Patrick and Krishna and Sickball. Thanks for joining, guys. As always, please leave a like if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it, Football Hub. Don't worry about it, Jack. No worries. Krishna says Man United has bid on Aubameyang. There you go. I mean, Rodney said it there. Evening to you, Rodney. Thanks for joining. But Aubameyang is, as I said, I just mentioned there, if Lukaku does go, there are some reports out there. Now, as we said, Man United in the transfer window, most reports are absolute rubbish. And this probably is the same. If there's reports saying that United have bid, are lining up a bid for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, as I said, if we were able to get Aubameyang off Arsenal, I mean, I think that they're already finished as a club. But if we were able to take Aubameyang off Arsenal when we finished below them in the league, I mean, realistically, what have we got to offer Arsenal that Arsenal don't have? I mean, we're both mediocre at the moment. I don't see why Aubameyang would want to come to United over Arsenal at the moment. I don't see what we would offer that they can't offer him. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't be complaining too much if he came to United. Of course, I want to hear what you guys have to say about that, because it's a very interesting story that's come up. Even if it's not true, we can have a bit of a laugh about it anyway. welcome to everyone who's joined. Welcome, Brother Gaming, as well. Thanks for joining. He says, any truth in the Danny Welbeck to replace Lukaku rumours? I haven't seen those. I haven't seen those rumours at all. I have not seen those rumours at all. But yeah, I mean, I'm just going to skip that. I don't know what to say about that, honestly. I'm sorry I can't give you an answer. I literally don't. I'm speechless about that. Full Hub says he was at Colchester United versus Ipswich Town where we got smashed 5-0. Unlucky, mate. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. Patrick says, hope Lukaku changes sides at half time and goes with Inter back to Italy. Oh, that'll be. To be fair, I remember when. Remember the glory days of Javier Hernandez at United? I remember when, on pre-season tour, I think we were playing some Mexican side, and he did actually switch teams at half-time, so maybe Lukaku could do the same thing. But yeah, they were the glory days. Rasmus says, I think we can't afford to sell Rom and misplace and not replace him. We've got to get a striker. Well, if we do sell Lukaku, I do think we need to bring in someone because, as I said before, Martial, Rashford, Lingard, realistically, are they going to get us 20, 25 goals a season? Are any one of them going to do that? I don't think so. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. But I personally don't think so. So I feel like if we do sell Lukaku, and if we do get the £80 million that we want for Lukaku, then potentially there's a lot of funds that are going to be opened up for him. I do realise I was a bit right of centre there. Sick Ball says he goes 3-1 United, Icardi with 2, Lukaku with 2, and Martial with a last-minute winner. I tell you what, that'd be great entertainment, and a 3-2 win, a 3-1 win as well. But I'll take your prediction, Sick Ball. I'll take it. Obviously, being a Juventus fan yourself, you'll know a lot more about the league, and you'll probably know a lot more about Inter Milan as a team. So it's good to have you on. Patrick says, will Arsenal sell to United? Don't think so. I don't think so either. I don't think they would want to do that, especially with the past they have of selling to us with Van Persie, Alexis Sanchez. Do they want to make the same mistake again? Who knows? Welcome, Fergie. Thanks for joining Fergie United. Great stream, mate. Really appreciate the support. Make sure you check out his channel as well. Really, really good stuff on there. Krishna says, I will say signing a Maguire will be too expensive. They can bid on Juve's Merrick Demiral. He costs 2 less compared to Wan-Bissaka. Well, that's an interesting one. I haven't heard too much about him, but of course, we'll probably learn a lot more about him when he's touted a lot in the papers in the coming days, especially when this Maguire deal seemingly isn't going according to plan. So as soon as this Maguire deal goes down, all of the papers will be clamouring to be the first ones to link Manchester United to another centre-back. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Welcome, Draco. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. Make sure to check out his channel. Really, really good stuff on there. Great to see Fred return. I'm going to get onto that in just a second because that is one of the main topics as well for this stream. Welcome, Dazza. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. He says, good for Fred. Yep. Good to see him back in the squad. And hopefully he gets a good crack at it this season. Last season, you could give him the benefit of the doubt. He was kind of easing to life as a Manchester United player. But he's back from, I think he was having a wedding or his wife was pregnant. I'm not sure which. But he's back from that. He's in the squad to play Inter Milan. Hopefully you get to see him for at least a few minutes. Because I think he's a lively player. I know some of you might say, Kieran, what does lively even mean? But he's a lively player, and that's all I'm going to say. Oh, it's a wedding. Fair play to him. Sigball says the brackets stand for the minute that the player scores. Yep. Martial, 90 plus 3 minutes. I mean, that would be Martial last minute winner. We've seen it a few times before. It'd be great to see it again on pre-season. But I'm going to talk about Fred, of course, as well. We've talked a bit about Lukaku. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think Lukaku will, sign for Inter Milan? Do you think Inter Milan will be able to match Manchester United's valuation? And do you think £80 million is the right valuation for Lukaku? Let me know your thoughts in the live chat or even the comment section down below if you're watching as a video. But I want to talk about Fred for a bit, and obviously Fred is coming back to the team, and I want to talk about what his chances are of having a good season at Manchester United. How many minutes do I think he's going to get at Manchester United? And personally, I hope he can really hit the ground running next season. he showed promise at Shakhtar Donetsk. Obviously, Man City was seemingly in for him, but in some cases, that could have been a complete kind of smokescreen story from Man City to almost bait us into signing him. But that's another kind of tinfoil hat theory. But Fred, I think at Shakhtar Donetsk did show a lot of promise, and in the first season with United, he did have some good games. He did have some good spells of play within games, and he's someone who's very tenacious, someone who doesn't mind getting stuck in with a tackle. Kind of reminds me of what Andres Pereira is, but a bit shorter and not with blonde hair. But obviously he does have a bit of Brazilian flair about him. He doesn't mind doing the odd skill move in the midfield, but unfortunately, last season he did get dispossessed very, very easily, and whilst he was really hungry to get the ball back, I'd rather someone who's just able to keep the ball at the first place. But he did try and do things, and I do like someone who, even though they lose the ball, they're trying to create things. And yes, you want that quality, but as long as they're trying to move things forward, trying to connect the midfield with the forwards and the defence with the midfield, then I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful he can have a good season next season, and especially for the money we paid for him. £50 million we paid for Fred last year. I'm hoping he can come good. If he doesn't come good in the next season, then potentially we might have to look at moving him on. But of course, I want you guys to let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think, do we give Fred another season, and after next season, if he's not good enough, do we then look to move him on, or do we give him a bit more time? Let me know your thoughts. Draco says, I don't think Inter can match that unless they can offload Icardi. Of course, that is another rumour, potentially Icardi coming to Manchester United in a bit of a swap deal with a bit of money for Romelu Lukaku. And to be honest, I would not mind that whatsoever. We'll get to see Icardi play tomorrow as well, so I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, though, our defence is up to the task. Welcome to Football Crew Show in Red Army MFC. Thanks for joining. You didn't miss anything, don't worry at all. You never miss anything on this channel. We're just having a chat about, obviously, the game, talking about Fred potentially returning to the squad after his wedding, and also the Romelu Lukaku transfer saga as well. So get involved on that. Let me know your thoughts. Krishna says, bro, this time Man United should deal with the defence of Inter like Godin and Skriniar. It'll be a good match. Exactly, Inter Milan are a very, very decent side. We get to play a different class of opponent that we've been playing in the last few games, which is really good on pre-season. You don't want to be playing, really average sides, because that's not going to properly prepare you for the season ahead. So I want to be playing the best that Europe has to offer. And whilst Inter Milan aren't as good as they used to be, they're still a decent side. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be a really good game. Patrick says McTominay is going to be our crucial impact player next season. Jose knew it, and it's showing. He is one of the Carrick mould, really feeling good about him. I think there's some good signs about McTominay. He definitely has that Manchester United work ethic. He definitely seems like someone who, wants to play for the badge. And he was one of the only players last season that really seemed to care. He really wanted it. So, I agree. I'm looking forward to seeing McTominay play. I thought that last season, especially when he came into it under such pressure when we weren't doing so well, he did really, really well in there. So, I agree with you, mate. I hope he does well. Rashford says we misused Fred. We misplaced him. And out of him, CDM, he's a CM and a CAM position, for God's sake. Let's give him a chance and play him in his real position. I think that you've definitely got a point there, because yes, obviously he's not afraid of a tackle, and he's very, very tenacious, and those are good qualities for a defensive midfield player. But I think he's much better going forward, and I think he's a lot more comfortable going forward as well. A few times last season, I cast my mind back to that Wolves game in the Premier League where De Gea passed the ball out to him. Fred gives the ball away, and he's so close to the box that when he gives the ball away, it's going to end up in a certain goal. If he's playing in that centre attacking mid role, if he gives the ball away, it's not too much of a big deal. But when you're playing a defensive midfield role and you're just in front of the defence and you give the ball away, it really is. It's gonna be difficult to defend. So I think you definitely have a point there. Maybe his role's a bit further forward. Dazza says, any calls tonight? Well, in a minute, once I've explained my starting 11, as I said, as we usually do on this channel, pure guess. pure guesswork for the starting 11. But once I've gone through that, I will be taking your calls. So just hold off for a minute and I will let you know when the lines are open. Renami MUC says, I hope Fred has the best season this year. He played really well. No, he played really better, towards the end of the season and should keep up the grind. Well, of course, all the players should keep up the grind. But I hope that all the players, have a good season, of course, But Fred, I hope his hard work pays off. Football Crew Show says, I think the Lukaku deal is nearly over the line. I'd give Fred another 2 seasons to improve. Football Crew Show, 2 seasons for Fred. Very, very tolerant. Very, very tolerant of you there. Christian says, I'm a Juve fan, but I support Man United in the Premier League. Icardi will move to Juventus, 85% confirmed. So Lukaku move to Inter is in chance increased after Conte mentioned him while meeting. Well, if Icardi goes to Juventus are doing some big deals this summer. I think they could be one of the favourites for the Champions League. I really do. I thought that last season, but to bring in De Ligt, to bring in Rabiot, Ramsey on free transfers, Icardi now potentially, as you're saying. I'm not too sure about that story, but you know what? I believe you, Krishna. To be fair, it's looking good for them. It's looking good. Ronnie says, liking the graphics RE team selection. Well, thank you very much for that. I actually had those graphics made as well. I'm sure he won't mind too much, but Rashford made the graphics for me. Really, really good stuff. I don't want to take credit for his work, so brilliant, really stuff from him. Thank you very much for that. Brinami FC asks, would you take Icardi and replace Lukaku? At this stage, I probably would. I think Icardi's a similar age to Lukaku. He seems more prolific. I probably would at this stage. I think Lukaku, his first season was actually alright. And if he was able to build on his first season last season, then I think he'd probably be one of the best strikers in the Premier League. But he just wasn't able to get to the same level. So it's difficult, but I think I would at this stage, yeah. Patrick says, the thing about Fred is he panics when he's closed down, no composure. That's what I'm saying. If he's playing in that defensive midfield role, you don't want someone who's not calm and composed under pressure, because you get situations where, like what happened against Wolves, they give the ball away, and when you give the ball away in front of that back four, there might only be 1 or 2 players back there, and that causes real problems. Ronnie says, United are asking for too much money regarding Lukaku. I mean, as I say, £80 million, is he really worth that? Obviously, Rodney doesn't think so. And I think there's definitely a point to be had there. £80 million these days, if Lukaku, if you can get Lukaku for £80 million, yes, on his day, he is very, very prolific. We've seen that. But he's too inconsistent, surely, for £80 million. And that's probably why Inter Milan are only really going as high as £60 million. Because they don't want to be mugged off, as they say. So, yeah, I think it's going to be this. That's what I'm saying. This Lukaku transfer saga almost is probably going to go on for the next few weeks. I'd be surprised if it does get done soon, because £80 million is not an easy thing for a club like Inter Milan, who aren't the powerhouse that they used to be, to match that sort of valuation. So, as I said, we'll see. We'll keep you updated on that. So I'm going to go on to my starting lineup. Keep getting your comments in as usual. And also let me know what you think the starting lineup will be tomorrow as well. Or if there's any tweaks you would have to my team. Although I'm going to say it again, just for a bit of a disclaimer. This is complete guesswork. On pre-season, I really have nothing to go by. Yes, we've played 2 games, but every time the squad shuffles and you can't predict it. So I'm going to go with this. I've gone with a 4-3-3 formation. Romero starting in goal. I was going to put De Gea in there, but I'm not sure whether he's got an illness or something like that. He hasn't started the last 2 ones, so I'm thinking Romero's going to go in there. I've gone with Delo. Obviously, Luke Shaw limped off with the injury against Leeds. So hopefully he's fit hopefully he is fit for the game, because we want players to be getting enough minutes in the team. But I have put Diogo Dalot in his place. Buy into Nzabi as a centre-back partnership, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka starting his second game for Manchester United at right back. Then I've gone with Scott McTominay, Pogba and Garner as the midfield 3. Garner starting his first game for United there as well. And then Chong, Martial and Lingard. No Rashford. Again, no reason really, just kind of guessing. I felt like he started the last game, so I'm not sure if he's going to start this one. Chong and Lingard there as well. So yeah, as I said, I can't really give you much comment on that. A few exciting players in there, obviously Garner, Chong, Tu and Zabi as well. Some young players to look out for. Lingard hasn't really been having the best of pre-season, so hopefully he can pick that up. And Martial, greater penalty taking, so hopefully he gets another penalty. That's all I can really say about him at this stage. So that is my predicted 11. Let me know your thoughts on that. Patrick says Lukaku to Inter for Icardi and cash. If that's offered to us, then Inter should sack their director. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we'd be getting a ridiculous deal, and I'm not sure if Inter would be getting the bad end of the stick with that one. But if they offer that, I can't really refuse it. Christian says Bruno Fernandes deal would be worth it for Man United. As I said, that deal for me, I feel like is not. It's not really. It seems to be stalling quite a lot, which is seems to be the theme with Manchester United transfers. They all seem to be stalling at the moment. So I don't see Bruno Fernandes coming. It's starting to get that way. At the start of the summer, maybe 2 weeks ago, I would have said I do see Bruno Fernandes coming, but at the end. But right now, I don't see him coming through the doors at Old Trafford. I might be wrong, and to be honest with you, I do hope I'm wrong. Patrick says Kieran's predicting starting 11, also known as the first 11 players that came to his mind. Well, mate, you read my mind there. You read my mind. 100%, 100%. But if you do want to call on Skype, I know Daryl was eager. You can call on Skype right now. I've just gone through the team. So if you do want to call in on Skype, please do make sure you do. You do call in. Just seen Rodney's comment. Breadcrumb, the Ed Woodward way. So true. It's so true as well. Oh, God. What I mean... When are we going to get rid of Ed Woodward? When is that going to happen? Because I've seen loads of protest about the board and things like that, but when is any sort of action going to be taken? When is that going to happen? Because I've seen a lot of the Twitter protests, and that's brilliant and all, but when is any action actually going to be taken? Are we going to have to write an open letter to Ed Woodward? Who knows? Who knows? But speak of the man himself. Well, not Ed Woodward. I was going to say I've got Ed Woodward on the phone. Tell you what, that'd be a video in itself. But anyway, Daryl's on the line. The lovely Daryl Johnson. We always love a bit of Daryl in the evening. Hold on, Daryl. I haven't got my speaker on it. Right, Daryl. Good evening to you, pal. How are you doing?
Hello, good night, good evening.
Love the bit of German in there, Daryl. Bit of multiculturalism. But yeah, obviously we're talking a bit about the Inter Milan game, but also anything else around it as well. Anything else we discussed. So you can talk about Fred or even the Lukaku transfer or anything, of course. So first, I'm going to ask you a question though. I'm going to start with the Lukaku situation. I want to ask first of all, well, two questions. First of all, do you think that the £80 million valuation that United have set on Lukaku is right? Do you think he's worth £80 million? And do you think Inter Milan will meet that valuation this summer?
Well, first of all, I think when you look at Lukaku, you have to look at what he's done at United. First season, I think he was practically our top scorer first season, scoring a very good amount of goals. And then this season, just nothing went right. And I think that was mainly all down to Jose Mourinho. And I mean, it has the same case with Fred. I think the reason why Fred didn't have a good season this season because I don't think he suited Jose Mourinho's style of play. But on the Lukaku thing, I think I'd be amazed if it even went ahead because I think 80 million is not worth that, in my opinion. I think it's a bit of a high price for him, and I can understand why United are doing that because he's not good enough at United, and he's not done that much for us this season. Pogba's done a lot more, and I think what United are doing is just trying to basically just get their money back for him, and plus an extra 5 million. If Icardi came, I would be pretty amazed, but at the same time, I highly doubt this transfer is going to go ahead, in my opinion.
So Daryl doubts it. I think, you know, you make the point, obviously, about, you know, United trying to get their money back, and it's true. I mean, what was it? We bought him for 75 million. Well, obviously, it gets reported.
From Everton, it was.
Yeah, it gets reported as £90 million if you include the potential add-ons. But I guess the initial transfer fee was around £75 million. I'm not sure how much of the add-ons we've had to pay, but maybe that is what they're looking at a business point of view. You know, trying to get the money back for Lukaku instead of you know, and even if he's not worth it, you know, trying to just get the money back, which I guess is fair from a business point of view. But you don't think he's worth that amount of money, which I think a lot of people in this chat would probably agree with you. And I mean, I agree. I feel like the Lukaku transfer, I think if Inter Milan do meet that valuation, then they better have a plan to back it up, because £80 million is a lot of money to spend on one player, especially a player of the quality of Lukaku. So I feel like if this deal does happen, it's not going to happen for another week at least. I think this one's. It's not like it's going to be done tomorrow or anything, in my opinion. Just want to welcome Man United Fan Stan and Krishna V. Thanks for joining, guys. Really appreciate it. I'm not sure whether Krishna V is another account for Krishna V89.
Yeah, I think it's another account.
Well, thanks for joining anyway. Thanks for coming back. Appreciate it. The more the merrier. But next thing I want to ask as well is, I guess another two questions. I may as well go for the doubles. Firstly, obviously we talked a bit about Fred. He seems like Fred is going to be back in the squad. He was training with the Man United squad today. I'm not sure whether he's going to feature against Inter Milan. Hopefully we get to see him for a few minutes at least. First of all, do you think Fred will have an impact on the team this year? Do you think he'll make a meaningful impact? Do you think he'll have a good season this year? And also, if Fred does play, we had a comment from Rashford saying that Fred was actually being played in the wrong position last season. If Fred does play next season, what position do you think he'd be suited to? Where should we play him to utilise his strengths?
Right. I'll actually start with the second question first.
Sure.
With Fred, at Shakhtar Donetsk, he was scoring goals quite relentlessly, and he wasn't a striker. He was more of a centre attacking mid. Yes, I totally agree with what Rashford put. I just think, you know, this pre-season is the time where you can go and, you know, just, I don't know, experiment with players and put them in different positions. Like, I mean, Donald James, people have said he's been playing as a right wing, and he's actually a left winger. So it's more of experimenting. I think definitely play him in the centre attacking mid role, and then he might do quite good. I don't know if he'll start or not. I don't even know if he'll play, because obviously, I'd say he's not about 2 days ago, I think, celebrated getting married, and his thoughts will probably still be on that. I think the only reason why I think he didn't have a good season last season was, I think it was down to Jose Mourinho. I think, one, I don't think he suited Jose Mourinho's style of play, because Jose Mourinho was parked the bus merchant, really, and he put them in the wrong position. Under Ole, I think it'll be a totally different story. I think he'll play a lot better. I think he'll suit Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's style of play. The problem with him last season was he didn't get enough game time, in my opinion, and I think this season, if you play him in the right position of centre attacking mid or centre mid, I think he'll do a lot better, and you know, he might see a bit of an improvement. I do hope that he has a good season, but and I think he will. I think he will have a better season this season, because we've got obviously Ole, whose style of play seems to work a lot better than Jose's, and we've also got give me a second. he's also got some experience in the Premier League now. That was the issue. He didn't have any Premier League experience at first, which I think it doesn't help players. I mean, it wasn't really the same case with Diogo Dalot, was it? I mean, he settled in all right, and he was, 20 million, and had no experience, and, you know, he sort of suited both managers. So I hope Fred has a good season, and I think he will have a good season if he gets more game time, and if he gets played in either centre mid or centre attacking mid.
Centre mid, centre attacking mid. Well, I mean, look, yeah, I mean, I agree. I do see what you're saying. I feel like the one thing I've got, the one kind of reservation I've got with playing in central defensive midfielder is just his. Unfortunately, he's kind of prone to giving the ball away, and when you give the ball away right in front of the back four, if you're a defensive midfielder, if you give the ball away that deep, it puts your team in real trouble. So that's why I'd agree. I'd say probably playing him central midfielder, central attacking midfielder would probably play to his strengths a lot more. But yeah, look, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how Solskjaer does use Fred next year. But of course, that is a question for the future. Just before I get somebody else on, because Rashford seems to be keen to want to come on as well, and you can be next. Call Rashford, no problem at all with that. But Daryl, quick.
Something on before you.
Oh, go on. Yeah, go on. Please do.
On your point, obviously saying that, you know, he was well known for losing the ball a lot. That's probably down to experience. He didn't know how tough it was going to be in the Premier League, and I don't think he understood the amount of pressure he would have on his shoulders. I mean, he's not that old. He's like mid-20s, something like that. I can't remember how old he is, but he's about mid-20s. But I think it was all down to experience and players not tracking back. There was some players who were trying to overlap the attackers. Valencia, I think, did that before. Young, Shaw's done that before. It's all about having defenders staying back, and the people who do try and overlap, they need to get back. And I think it was all down to experience and the fact that no one was tracking back when he lost the ball. That's how you concede goals these days. So I think it was all down to the fact he didn't know the Premier League very well, and you know, he didn't know how much pressure would be on him.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously it's not all his fault, definitely. I mean, you can't. I think it'd be unfair to blame him completely. I think it is a team effort in the end of the day.
I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying he didn't have the experience, and
I wasn't saying.
I think he should have been trained a lot more and actually, you know, told what type of pressure he'd be on.
Oh no, I wasn't saying that you were blaming him. I was saying that it'd probably be wrong for people to blame him, because it's not. You know, as I said, it's a team effort, and you know, he's obviously, as you said, he's probably not. He didn't have that experience, but now he's got a year in the Premier League now, and hopefully that will serve him well for next year. But just quickly, Daryl, a prediction for tomorrow's match. How do you think it's going to go down? And who are you going to look out for?
Well, considering this Icardi transfer, there's mainly one Inter Milan player I'm going to look out for. Exhibit A. Paul Icardi, obviously. If we actually play the squad that you've got, which, as I said, I doubt Martial's ever going to play as a centre forward. I'm looking out mainly at Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay, obviously, he's got big boosts. Obviously, the PES ambassador now for the PES 2020. And, you know, I agree with what you said earlier. He puts 100% effort in games. Things don't go right, he carries on. He puts 100% effort. Mason Greenwood as well, as Krishna has just put out. If Greenwood plays, obviously he was one of the main features in the Leeds game. I wish it was Liverpool, but in the Leeds game. And I think, you know, he played well. I think a lot of the team played well against Leeds. Can we keep it up against Inter? It's going to be a bit of a tough. It's going to be a bit of a tough game. I think it'll be tight. I don't think there'll be many goals in it. I think it'll be 2-1 to United, and I think it'll be. I fancy Daniel James to start ahead of Lingard. I think James might pop up with a goal. Don't know why. You just have that inkling.
Fair enough.
So I think that might happen. And I also think, who else? You know what? I'm going to go for Wan-Bissaka.
Ooh, that'll be an interesting one.
I'm going very risky. Yeah. And of course, Icardi's obviously going to score for Inter.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm mainly looking mostly at Icardi and then make a decision whether he's good enough in the game to actually get this deal possibly done and stuff. So I just have to see how it goes. Just have to take it on. If both of them score my predictions right, then I don't know. I must be a genius. But I'm half expecting the score to be wrong, and I'm half expecting the players to be wrong. But just have to see how we do. Experiment with the squad, and hopefully we come out with a good result.
Yeah, totally agree. And 2-1 from Daryl. Wan-Bissaka getting his first goal potentially for Man United. So I hope you're right, to be fair. But thank you very much for joining me, Daryl. As always, always a pleasure having you on. Always a pleasure. And yeah, thanks for coming on. And make sure you do check out Daryl's channel and the link in the description down below. Cheers, Dazza.
No problem. Cheers, mate.
There you go, lovely Daryl Johnson. Thanks for joining us, and make sure to check out his link in the description down below. As I said, really good stuff, as well as all the other channels in the description down below. Krishna goes with Mason Greenwood, of course. He also says congratulations for winning World Cup in cricket. Yeah, brilliant day that was. What a day that was. A bit of a cricket fan myself. And yeah, it was mental, absolutely mental. I did feel really sorry for New Zealand though, to lose it on the last ball like that is absolutely heartbreaking for them. So yeah, if you are a New Zealander out there watching this, I do feel sorry for you. But anyway, Chris says, can Man City play with 3 defenders, Wan-Bissaka position at midfield? Oh right, okay, yeah. I guess they might be able to, yeah, might be able to. So yeah, Rashford, if you do want to call in, please do feel free to do so. But
I don't want to rock.
As I say, I'm looking forward to this one. It's probably the bit that. Yeah, I'm taking calls, Rashford. Don't worry, I'm taking calls. So I'm just trying to get the stream up on my phone. The game starts at 12:30 BST, which of course is British summer time. If you are living in England, then 12:30 is your man. You can probably just look it up on Google and it'll tell you when it's starting your local time. So if you are watching a different country, then good for you. If you're watching this in a different country, let me know where you're watching this from. That'll be interesting. But yeah, Rashford, please do feel free to call in, mate. And then I'm not sure if that'll be the last call of the stream because I will be thinking about ending it quite soon. I've gone on to West Indies A versus India A. Rashford says my Skype not working. Where can I call? That's unfortunate. You could try calling me on. Do you have Google Hangouts maybe? Google Hangouts work? I'm trying to think anything else would work. You can't call people on Twitter, which is annoying. Maybe my Google Hangouts would work. Maybe that'll work. All right, you've got Hangouts. All right. Let's see. I'll just remember. So if you, So if you call me on, hold on. I'll put it in the live chat. If you are watching, guys, please do make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Just gonna put in the name of my Google Hangouts. www. So yeah, if you want to add me on that, please do feel free to do so.
You can call in. Kieran having 700 subscribers. Well done, mate.
Thank you guys, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Welcome TTX Productions. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it as always. He says Fred should be our DM next year ahead of Matic. That is the question. We were just talking a bit about Fred, saying would he actually be suited to a central mid or a central attacking midfield role? But I think, you know, it's definitely going to be a battle between those two, really. I think right now, if we don't bring in another central midfielder like a Bruno Fernandes, then I feel like it's going to be McTominay, Pogba if he does stay, McTominay, Pogba, and then it'll be between Fred and Matic, really, who gets to play in that midfield. And obviously TCX goes with Fred. Some people would go with Matic for stability. Some people would even go with Andres Pereira. So who knows with that one. Christian says India at 5 p.m. Decent. So it's not quite night time over there. It's 10 o'clock English time. So
maybe that's what he meant when the game's on.
Oh no, yeah. Wait, is that when you mean like the game's on? But I don't know. Who knows? But it's great to hear that you're watching from India. Amazing. Unlucky about Martin Gutzel running out Dhoni, by the way. That was unlucky.
Do you know if he is an Indian crew fan?
Yeah. Right. I'm not sure if the call's going to come through on Hangouts. I've got my Hangouts open and ready, so if you want to try and call me, please do make sure you do so. Christian says, I want to see Liverpool get, I'm going to say spanked by Man United. I'm eagerly waiting. I'm hoping so as well. I mean, it's been a while since we've been able to give Liverpool a right good hiding. It's not saying I've received an invitation, which is a bit weird. I'm not sure whether that's me or... why is my thing not after work now? Techman says he's calling from Mars, greeting from Mars, he said. Hopefully he can help out with the Area 51 invasion. Right. Yeah, I'm not getting any invites, Rashford, so...
Channel's getting taken down because of that, I reckon.
What do you mean? Why did it take my channel down for that?
The
Right.
US government will take the channel down.
Yeah, the US government can take this channel down of 700 subscribers. They'll feel really powerful, I'm sure. I haven't received any invitations, mate.
You've given them contractual permission.
Yeah.
By the way, anyone in the comments play foot champs while we're waiting? Anyone in the comments play foot champs? If so, what's your record?
Alright, you can answer that one. I'm seeing if this doesn't work, I might just end the stream, but I guess you can answer that. That was a question from...
Relay the question because they probably didn't hear me.
So, okay, a question from the other side of the room was, does anyone play foot champs? If so, what's your record? I think my best record was 21 wins this FIFA. I don't play it anymore because...
It gets a bit boring, isn't it? A bit repetitive.
Well, I had exams, so I couldn't do that. TTX says, let's make the Scousers go back to their council flats.
Hey! Kieran, didn't you make
Very
a new
good.
chant for Danny James?
Techman says, is the guy in the background scared to show his face? Yeah, he is, mate. He is. No, you are. You are.
No, it's
he
because
is.
my face is the exact same as yours.
Not the exact same. Yeah, we're quite similar because I think we're... What's it called?
Twins.
No, not twins. What's the word? I can't remember the word.
What?
Not identical.
Non-identical.
No, not non-identical.
Identical.
Doesn't matter. Anyway,
Brothers, do you?
it's all right, Rashford. I'll definitely try and get you on next time.
I got broken wings.
Yeah, he definitely is scared. You know, he's singing, but I guarantee if he was on camera, he wouldn't be singing like a canary. Christian says, I play PES in mobile. Well, PES, I mean, I don't really play mobile games too much, in terms of like FIFA and that. I have an Xbox One. Oh, right, there you go. Right, there, yeah, only showed half his face because, you know, he doesn't want to show his whole face because he's scared he's going to get done by the police.
What?
Anyway, this is a very interesting end to the stream. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end it there. That's mental. Thanks for watching. Obviously, I'll come back here tomorrow for the review of the game, hopefully with another decent job done by Manchester United. Hopefully we get to see you know, some decent bit of football and just some minutes under the belt of the players. He is technically my twin, yeah, technically. I mean, not officially, but technically.
You liar.
Well, no, what is it? Yeah, well, technically he's an identical twin, yeah, technically. But I mean, it's a long story. Maybe for another time. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate your support. Please do leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the review of the game. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support.
Himalaya.
And I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.